California reparations is making people mad. Big mad. B1 family. Ever since the situation in California announcing the reparations task force, and that task force going on to announce that their recommendations will be based off the descendants of American slavery and not just the general black population, it has been an overwhelming amount of people coming out just 100% against reparations for black people, for the descendants of American slaves. And it's getting funnier and funnier to watch it go on. And one of the things that I love the most is that there is a line being drawn in the sand which no man or woman can dispute. Either you're on the right side of history or you're an anti-black racist, and it's being called and it's being called and it's being called out. Now, we understand that there's nobody that's for us. We don't have no allies. Even if they lie, all allies lie. Because they only come around to get into the crowd so they can change the whole narrative of what we're fighting for. They only come around to tell us what we should want for America. They only come around to tell us that they're here for us, only to go behind the scenes to barter a better opportunity for their own people. They only come around when it's convenient for them. But when it's convenient for us, they're the opposition. They're the same people that's out here saying that we shouldn't get this and we shouldn't get that, even though them being here is all because of what we've been through and everything that we've fought for. But then you got these people that got the nerve to fix their mouth to say black people, the descendants of American slaves, don't deserve reparations. Y'all need to get up and work. Y'all need to do this. Y'all need to do that. Reparations ain't gonna fix this. Reparations ain't gonna fix that. Pull your skirt down. Your racism is showing. It's all over. This is my point. While all these people's running around talking about what they don't want to pay for and what we're going to do with the money, it ain't none of your damn business in the first place. You wanted to be a citizen, right? You wanted to be an American, right? Well, you have to pay those American taxes, right? And those American taxes, oh yeah, they're going to be going towards our reparations. Right. Because here's the thing. We're not attacking people individually. No. We're attacking the government who's going to be paying for these reparations. And nobody says anything about their taxes or anything else when it comes to anything else beyond black people. Let's check into some examples.
In California wants to hand out $500 billion in reparations.
Over 40% of the population in California is Latino. You're having people who are the object of persecution pay for the reparations of people who just don't want to work. California is home to over 11 million immigrants from all over the world, not just Latinos. Immigrants who came here with less than nothing, not being able to speak English, who managed to build their wealth without leeching off of other Americans. Up until 1848, California belonged to Mexico. Slavery ended in 1860. There was only over 1,500 slaves in California, and their only job was mining. They didn't build California at all. If you look at any construction working team in California, mostly Latinos. Slaves didn't build California. Free people with dreams did. Not to mention that Latinos are part Native American, which they were slaves as well, and massacred at 90% of the population. This is probably the most ridiculous bill that Democrats have tried to pass. All Latinos want is citizenship and the ability to work in America. While you have Americans trying to live off the tax dollars of Latinos who are still persecuted in America to this day.
How many of those people are legal citizens? How many people were born here? Okay. How many of those people came through illegal channels in order to push black people out of their own communities? Muri Martinez. How many of these motherfuckers that's sitting here talking like this go to locations where black people live and start businesses? How many people like this literally send money back to Mexico? How many people like this pull in all of their family illegally to sleep in the same damn house and saturate black communities? Don't come at us like that, sweetheart. Because what you don't know, or maybe you do, since you sit there and say, oh, technically Mexicans are Native Americans. Native Americans was given reparations. Maybe you should go and take a trip over to the Saboba tribe. Maybe you should go and take a trip over to the Morongo tribe, the San Manuel tribe. Why don't you go ahead, take a trip? See, this is the problem. You ain't had nothing to say when Muri Martinez down there redlining black people out of their power. Had nothing to say. And I bet you have nothing to say when Biden said he was going to give those illegals $250,000 per family. You have nothing to say then. That was coming out of taxpayer money. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? But yet, we're just trying to, leech off of taxpayers. But you ain't had nothing to say. None of these motherfuckers had anything to say when Biden said he was going to give them, the Mexicans, $450,000 per family who was separated from the border? They have nothing to say then. That's taxpayer money. They ain't got nothing to say about these illegals swarming up through the border and getting preferential treatment by these states, putting them up in tent housing with Xboxes and stuff, putting them up in hotels, spending millions upon hundreds of millions of dollars while kicking black people out of these shelters to put them in there. You ain't saying nothing about that. Nothing. But yet, you want to talk about us when it's time for us to get ours. You want to sit here and talk about what we aren't trying to do when it's time to get ours, when you got thousands of you Mexicans coming up through the border. I'm in Texas right now. There's a whole 5,000 people that came into Texas over the past few months. But you ain't got nothing to say about that. It's costing Texas $850 million. But you ain't got nothing to say about that. But you have nothing to say on that. Not at all. Because as your people move up here to try to steal the legacy of the people who built this damn country, we fight. We continue to fight. And we stay fighting for what's ours. You talk about how California didn't hold any slaves, didn't allow slavery and all this other BS. But if you do the research, you will see how untrue that is. And not only did California have slavery, but Mexico had slavery. So if I was you, I'd shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. Because literally every one of you guys have benefited off the backs of the slaves. All of you guys have benefited from the production of whatever came from the slaves. So you damn right that we are coming for that check. Signed, sealed, delivered is going to be in our pockets. And you're going to pay what you owe. And everyone on this damn continent is going to pay what they owe. Do not get it confused. Y'all didn't have no issues When the Afghan was brought over here and given $500 million, you didn't have no issues with that. You didn't have no issues when Biden gave the native tribes $135 million. No issues at all. And you didn't have no issues when he turned around and gave them an additional $1.7 billion. No issues. You didn't have no issues when he gave the Asians $50 million. No issues. How about when he turned around and gave them another $2.4 million? No? Nothing said. Nothing said at all. How about when Obama gave $12 million to Holocaust survivors saying they live under the poverty line? When the black Americans are the number one group under the poverty line. Nothing said. And this is more egregious than anything because when you think about it, it was a black unit called the Black Panthers who went in and fought World War II to save these people. So no, we don't give a damn what anybody has to say. We don't give a damn how anybody feel. We're coming to get that check. And when you think about it like this. We're coming to every government and every corporation that had anything to do with our enslavement, with our trauma, our past. Oh, you all are going to pay. And when we're done with America, we're going all over the globe. Do not get it twisted. You see the Dutch? They're scared already.
I genuinely think I'm losing my mind. So I just read that the Dutch Prime Minister, our Dutch Prime Minister, Mark Rutte, is setting aside 200 million euros for slavery reparations because Black Lives Matter made him think differently about the topic. And at the same time, Dutch people who never owned slaves are now going to pay a ton of money to people who never were slaves, even though the Dutch population is barely able to afford their energy bills because of the policies of whom? Yes, Mark Rutte. Get this man out of office now.
Correction, Barbie doll. Malibu Barbie. Milk toast Barbie. Let me tell you something. Your people are going to pay because y'all own 17% of the ships that brought my people here. Oh, we didn't own slaves. Yeah, bitch, you didn't have to own slaves because your ass traded the slaves. You shipped the slaves. Bitch, you was FedEx for slavery. You was USPS for slavery. Bitch, I wish you would fix your fucking mouth to say, goddamn, the Dutch can't afford to do. That ain't on us. If y'all squander your ill-gotten gains, then that's on you. But guess what? That 200 million euros that you're so concerned about, if I was you, I'd be getting a second and third job because trust me when I say that ain't enough. And when we come for what we are owed, trust me when I say, if you can barely pay yourself now, it's going to be a much harder time. So if I was you, I would start stacking and stacking and stacking my cheddar, Blondie. While you're worrying about that 200 million euro, if I was you, I'd be patting him on the back. Like if they take this, that's a steal. That's a deal. Go ahead and try to push that on. But no, you got people out here who don't understand anything trying to talk like they understand everything. But the only thing that they do understand is that they are going to come out of pocket. Now, let me speak on some of the people in our community. Well, technically, let's be clear. In the black community, not in the foundational black community, but in the black community. Faizon love. Oh, my bad. That's not. Maybe it is, but okay. Faizon love has so much to say about some shit that doesn't pertain to him. Cuban-American actor Faizon Love claimed black Americans would waste reparations. You know, first they tried to get in on the reparations claim. We said, nah, nuh-uh. This is for us. This is for foundational black Americans. This is for the descendants of American slavery. Now everybody's so against it. Oh, black people don't know what to do with reparations. It don't matter. What they gonna go do with it? They're gonna buy rims and Mercedes. They're gonna give the money right back to the white man. I don't give a flying. Let me be very clear about this. I don't care if a person chooses to take their check, turn it to all pennies, put honey all over it and roll around in it. Then ran up and down the street dropping pennies and nickels and dimes off their balls and nutsack. I don't give a damn. That's their money. That's what's owed to them. There is no stipulation on money that is owed to you. And that goes directly to Dr. Umar. Because he's also shown himself to be an opportunist. An opportunist. An opportunist. Because now black people are too mentally ill to receive reparations. But if that was the case, I wouldn't have donated to your school, nigga. I'm too mentally ill. I'm too mentally ill to get the money that's owed to me. But you ain't too mentally ill to ask this mentally ill person for funds for your school. And if I was like everybody else, I would have just listened to everyone else. But I said, nah, I really feel this brother is out here trying to work for the betterment of our people. Show did show me wrong. And I can admit when I'm wrong, especially when it comes to my people. I can absolutely admit when I'm in the wrong. And I was in the wrong. You wouldn't believe how many people would come up to me that are close to me and tell me, why are you still, fucking with Umar like that? Even after he did his little dual wedding or whatever the heck, and I don't believe in polygamy. I'm like, okay, that's that man's choices. That's his personal choices. But the second you come out in my area, where my feet has been wet for years, and try to sit here and say some dumb stuff like you didn't say it to the dumbest people that you were saying it to, because the Breakfast Club has always shown themselves to be against the black community too. You just an opportunist. You have no money taking the money. Excuse me, you'd have no problem taking the money. But now, when everybody will be on equal footing to have the funds to do and create and to build things, oh, you feel insecure, huh? Oh, ain't nobody going to want to put any money into your school anymore, you think, huh? People are going to want to start their own schools, right? Oh, people ain't going to want to give Dr. Umar no more money because they're going to be putting the money into different business ventures and things like that. That's why they're afraid to give us the money, not because of the fact that we're going to go and spend it and give it back to the white man, because if that was the case, they would already did it. They would already did it. But what they're afraid of is Black Wall Street. What they're afraid of is a new Greenwood. What they're afraid of is us building and building and building and leaving their children behind. Everything America has ever done is to give their children a leg up over ours. Everything America has ever done is to make sure that their white children wouldn't have to compete. And that goes for every caste system, every buffer class that they done put in here with us. But now they will have to compete. Now, if we all get what we deserve and what we're owed, everyone will have to compete. Including these people saying that they're out here doing stuff for us. Because we'll all be competing against each other. who can do the better for our community? What can I create that will raise my community to the highest point? Yeah, that's what we're thinking about. Yeah, that's where we're on. A lot of you motherfuckers are just here showing your ass, and I'm glad that you are. Because as I said in multiple other broadcasts, and as I said to multiple other people, when you're playing poker, sometimes you just gotta be able to tell somebody's tail. And if you ain't never seen their tail, when they show that tail, you'll never forget it. The line has been drawn in the sand. Either you with us or you against us. Period, point, and black. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're new to this page, subscribe, share, show some love, engage. Because we here, and they ain't about to motherfucker make us leave. All they can do is pay what they owe. The doors of the church are closed.